Hola Niños. Today the plan is to build a geometrical dominator styled level in the level editor. I normally don't do videos like this, but I think it'd be interesting to see how well I could accomplish a geometrical dominator type style. So geometrical dominator, I guess you could say, is like a really bright level. So we're just gonna go with let's just go with a nice good old pink for the background. Oh, that's a little too bright. Still a little more. Alright, that looks good. As in, similar to all RobTop levels, the object color is white. Our color 1 will be, let's go with, in the level it's like a bluish greenish color, more to the blue side. So right here I have a layout sort of thing. It's just begging to be decorated. So for block design, what I will use is these like grass type things. This turquoise color is a little bit too much, so I'm going to make it a little darker and closer to the blue side. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty similar to geometrical dominator. Here's like the outline, I guess you could say, and I'm just going to fill it in with these blocks right here. RobTop also used a 3D effect, so I'm going to add that in right now. The 3D effect is slightly darker than the color 1, so I'm just going to put copy color, put channel 1, and we're going to make the brightness, let's just go with 6 times 0.64. Yeah, that looks about right. I'm not going to make an exact replica of geometrical dominator, but what I will do is make it resemble it. So this is like your base block design. I'll add stuff onto it like more later. You basically just want to copy this throughout all the structures and stuff. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm probably gonna cut it out because it's going to be pretty boring. In case you are wondering, I am building this level. It's going to be basically like a mix of a bunch of different styles. So this part right here is just geometrical dominator style. I'm actually really excited for after I release this level, because I actually think it'll definitely be one of my better levels. One thing I want to mention is that I don't claim to be a good creator. I'm literally just doing this for fun. Alright, so now I am just wrapping up the 3D effect. Just gotta place this last one, and there we go. So the spikes in this level are the tiny ones, and they're usually a secondary color. So I'm just gonna make next free, and the secondary color should just be red. Yeah, that looks alright, I guess. So really just spam this around. On this platform right here, I'm going to do like one of those monster thingies that you see in the level. So in order to do that, I'm going to get rid of the 3D outlines. So essentially what he did here was he added those moving spikes right here, and he put it with a monster dude, kind of like this, but it is a smaller monster, and I will add more to it later. So this is essentially the block design done. It's pretty basic. So now what I'm going to do is move on to the ground spikes. I'm going to go to a new layer and put these things down. So yeah, these are the ground spikes that RobTop decides to use in Geometrical Dominator. And with the ground spikes, he has decided to place these things. So we're just going to make them light background, because I'm pretty sure that's what he did in the actual level. And as you can see, it's the exact same shape as the ground spikes, this decoration is. Okay, so now that the ground spikes are done, I'm going to move on to air deco. So what Rob did for air deco is these things with the triangle inside. The triangle is a green, a neon green, and these will just be a light background. So you can just copy and paste this around in the ball section or in whatever you're making. It just fills up the empty spaces in the air. So another thing of air deco that Rob has decided to put in this level is like these like mound things. Really just scatter these little structures around. It adds on to the theme of, I guess, kind of like a rocky like earth, I guess, similar to earth. So now that I have added those bits of decoration, hold on, I'm going to add a little more. So the next thing that there is quite a bit of in Geometrical Dominator are clouds. Not like the where is it? Not like these clouds right here that are, he uses like the realistic ones, like these ones. So I'm just going to scatter these around. Alright, so now after the clouds have been added, I'm going to focus on adding a little more to the top of the platforms and stuff. So Rob Top added these things to the kind of like the top of the 3D, just like that. You want to add a few more variants as well. You just not just all that like big one. In many of these like grass type blocks, you could also definitely add. What do I mean could? You definitely should add these. I'm also going to add a couple flowers, since I have seen that in the Rob Top level. Of course, have more than just one color for the flowers. So just mix it up a bit, you know, some reds, yellows. There we go, looking splendid. Rob also took advantage of these, like, I don't know what you would call them. He like moved them to the middle of the block for like a bigger 3D effect. So we're just gonna kind of just spam these around. So a couple more things need to be done. One of them is we gotta add, where is it? These things around. And I'll just make them light background once again. I'm just gonna scatter these around in groups of 1 or 2. You don't really have to go super heavy on these saws. Another thing you want to place around quite a bit are the monsters, but not the bat, because the bat wasn't added wasn't there when in the times of Geometrical Dominator. So we're just going to spam these dudes and their little brothers along with the big dragons. Make the dragons like varying in size. Don't make them all the same size, because then it'll look really repetitive. The last thing you want is for someone to think you copy and pasted your level. So right now the biggest problem with the level is that it is very static. Basically what that means is that there's nothing moving in the level. Everything just looks like it's kind of still. So I'm going to change that. Oh yeah, I nearly forgot the orb design. And I forgot the orb design and the rainbows. So before you move everything to make it all move and stuff, you want to put on the orb design and add in some rainbows. You want to make them a little less opaque and don't make them super big, like so. The rainbows don't have to be everywhere, it's just kind of a small touch. Alright, so now it's time to make everything move and stuff. Not every platform has to be moving, but try and make it look more alive. Don't just make all the easings like the same. You want to mix it up a little. So basically it is done now. So let's check the final result. Oh, whoopsies. This is why you playtest your level. you gotta make sure there's no bugs, or as little bugs as possible. That should have fixed it. There we go. Whoopsies. So yeah, that's basically it. It's nothing too difficult. It's Geometrical Dominator. I'm gonna put my own twist on it later, but this is the basic idea. And of course, playtest your levels. I've probably discovered like 3 or 4 bugs in this section alone. You see that saw blade right there? It's too high. I gotta move it. So yeah, this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be a good level once it's done. It's just mixing styles. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe. You know, it doesn't hurt. It's free. All right. Oh, see ya.